Recently, winds have gusted over 70 kilometers an hour at Sydney Harbour, and Big is seeing gusts of 80 kilometers an hour, all covered by severe weather warnings down there. Sydney not in that severe weather warning, but we are seeing those winds pick up. It's all because of this cold front. It's the same cold front that's brought the best rain in months to parts of the southeast, although it's dried up significantly since last night, that's for sure. You can see that cold front's going to continue to move eastwards into the Tasman Sea today, and that cloud associated with it is also shifting further and further offshore and in its wake, leaving sunny skies but windy conditions. We're also seeing some snow flurries right now about the New South Wales and Victorian Alpine region, and we'll shortly have vision to show you that as well. We see the radar imagery here from last night into this morning where we saw those showers, bands of storms moving into places like Adelaide, a Pac-Man shower hitting parts of Melbourne, and we've also seen that rain moving over the ACT, and then it really didn't fall anywhere east of the divide. Notice how we're just seeing those showers hitting on or west of the divide, and it's really dried up since yesterday. To 9 a.m. this morning, we had totals in excess of 50 millimeters in the Alpine region, and it is now quite dry there. You can see the radar just focused on Tasmania right now. That rain's cleared, and now for the west, we're starting to see that gusty westerly flow develop, bringing frequent and at times moderate to heavy showers to the west and snow down to about 1,500 meters. Since 9 a.m. this morning, nothing's fallen in Hobart as yet, but the west coast picking up over 2 to 3 millimeters there. Dry for South Australia, excluding Mount Gambier, and for Victoria, it's really only the coasts that are picking up, and the ranges, those showery activity. Ballarat, 2 millimeters since 9 a.m. Melbourne getting 3 millimeters since 9 a.m. this morning, and Canberra also having a few millimeters to boot as well. But now let's look at the forecast, because we are still seeing these gusty winds for the New South Wales southern ranges and slopes, and very gusty winds as well across the south. St Kilda gusting over 70 kilometers an hour, and we've seen gusts over 80 kilometers an hour in other parts of Port Phillip Bay. Now, for you in New South Wales, those wind gusts are going to ease back substantially this evening. For the Victorian coastline, they'll still be quite gusty even late tonight and overnight into tomorrow. Not as gusty, but still considerably gusty. A severe weather warning for damaging winds extends from Goulburn and parts of the Blue Mountains down to Bega and across to the Snowy Mountains region, not including Canberra or the ACT. And these are these areas where we've seen gusts in excess of 80 kilometers an hour, although damaging winds are those gusts in excess of 90 kilometers an hour. So again, Sydney seeing a 78 kilometer an hour wind gust, gusty, but not quite as gusty as what's happening on Mount Boyce, 85 kilometers an hour there. Bega getting an 80 kilometer an hour wind gust as well, and Montauk Island offshore seeing gusts over 100 kilometers an hour, so it is fairly gusty there. It's also caused those temperatures to plunge right now, sitting between 10 to 15 degrees across parts of the southern New South Wales, including places like Wagga Wagga, which yesterday actually had their hottest May day on record. Today they're seeing temperatures below average for May, so that was quite a contrast there. That cooler west to southwesterly flow into tonight and overnight into tomorrow is going to spread further north towards the Newcastle area and the mid-north coast region, dropping back those temperatures substantially. So in the wake of the cold front, Melbourne sitting on 13 degrees right now, Canberra on 13 degrees as well, but ahead of that cold front, we can see that Sydney's still on 25 degrees. Well, it's actually been hit there, but it's just not quite as cool. Adelaide also on 18 degrees, and Perth sitting fairly sunny on 21 degrees. And now to turn our attention to some international weather headlines, or just international headlines right now. We're currently experiencing a volcanic eruption in some southern parts of the Hawaiian Islands. Now, this is the volcano of Kilauea. Now, Kilauea is the world's most active volcano, and it has been erupting for quite some time, in fact, since recorded history, really. And the thing to note, though, is now what you're seeing on screen is a rift which is developed, and that is emitting magma turning into lava, which is threatening a whole bunch of residents around the Leilani region, the Leilani estates. Now, there's been a number of earthquakes leading up to this, including a magnitude 5 earthquake a few days ago. More recently, within an hour and a half, we had a 2.6 magnitude earthquake there. But this volcano, very active, continue to be active, and now threatening residents. A mandatory evacuation order is in place now. The eruption, of course, has followed a series of earthquakes on the island over the last few days. Residents of the Puna community, home to about 10,000 people, were ordered to evacuate after public works officials reported steam and lava emissions from the crack. And now the U.S. Geological Service has also confirmed that it is erupting right now, and the Hawaii Volcano Watch has also issued those orders.